All right, can you guys can you guys hear me? All I'm seeing on my end is a OBS is saying it's streaming. You guys are saying you can see this countdown thing. I'm just seeing a black screen, man. So you guys let me know if you know you guys can hear me, if you can see the screen, all that cool stuff. Let's see here. Maybe I can refresh this. Loud and clear. All right. Let me do this one little refresh. Yeah, I only see a black screen. Okay, sometimes I know YouTube would do this this kind of crap from time to time. But anyway, cool. All right. All right. You guys let me know if the mic's too low. All that cool stuff. Anyway, how's it going, guys? Ladies, if there's any of the females in here. How you guys all doing? Create Now, Sleep Later. Welcome, my man. Bitey, welcome. Chris, welcome. Create Now is just saying right off the top there. So we're back on YouTube now. You know what? I should just rename this whole channel with Flip Flop with Jonathan, because the decisions always go one way and then they go the other. I haven't been streaming for like a hot minute. I was doing some voiceover sped up videos. So what I want to do is, what I would like to do. I don't want to commit to nothing with you guys because a lot of that seems to just fall through. But I enjoy the streaming, and we're going to talk a little bit more about a little stream that I partook with Will Robson this morning while I was at work, and it was very encouraging. It's nice to hear an art friend talk. I feel like the comments I've gotten, and I'm always grateful for all your guys' comments and the support, and all the showering with kindness and stuff. That's great. But I was able to receive that today from Will, which was awesome. But a long-winded way of saying that I'm going to do the streams here whenever I can. I don't want to commit to anything just yet for you guys. I've said this for probably about 6 months now, but I very much would like to get like a routine down for some streaming. So like maybe once a week, like we were doing before, like a Wednesday, something like that. But what I definitely want to do is do the voiceover recordings where it's like condensed, like 10-minute video, because not a lot of people care to watch long streams and stuff, and that's totally cool. But hopefully there's some value for people in the condensed stuff, right? It's YouTube after all. But to answer your question directly, are we back on YouTube? I'm just going to try it for now, only because of the ease of, and I've said this is why I initially left Twitch the very first time we were doing it, was that when you're done streaming, especially if you have a YouTube account, that's it. It's just uploaded. All I got to do is put a thumbnail. With the Twitch stuff, what I have to do is take that video and re-upload it to YouTube. Not a huge hassle. It's not. I don't want to build it up into something that it's this big thing that requires so much time that it's impossible to do. However, you know, in saying all that, I'm going to still say that it is extra time that could be used doing other things. So we'll see. I don't want to say yes or no to anything just yet, but the one thing that's beautiful about the YouTube stuff, like I just said, is I can click it. You guys all get notified. My fan base is here anyway, currently, right? And I'm not in the mindset to rebrand or rebuild a whole bunch of crap. So anyway, thank you guys and all that cool stuff. So we're gonna be working on like a long time coming here. So we've got some Jesop King issue 2. There's been a few videos from time to time, sort of ramping up to get issue 2 started. We did the cover, we did all that stuff. I won't be streaming it, but you guys will probably see it if you guys are on following me anywhere on the socials of some commissions that I desperately need to wrap up this weekend to clean up my plate for some other stuff. And that other stuff is getting back to the roots, get back to good old Jesop and comics. It's been an interesting 1 to 2 months of trying to remember what it was or why I'm even doing this stuff and all that. And I guess if you guys, of course, and I'll open it up to you guys. I know there's always going to be newer people that come in here from time to time, and you guys might not know the flow for how I like to do these streams. It's totally open. If you guys have ever a question or need help with anything, feel free to jam it in the chat. I'll do my best to help you out. But speaking of help, actually, before I get into the help, let me just open up my PureF file, and I'll show you guys this too, because I know some people get a kick out of good old how do people do stuff. I made a video on this a long time ago. Where is it? Jesop King, webcomic. Cool. Okay. So I use this software called PureRef, P-U-R-E-E-F, I think it is, or is it Pure and then Ref? No, it's P-U-R-E-R-E-F, PureRef, so pure reference. It's totally free. You can pay what you want, and you can just dump images in there. What I like doing or using it is you can resize this window, right, to like, if you're only using one monitor, right, like this is pretty cool to always have, and you can zoom in, out. Some people, they open up a separate document to do this. I found PureRef to be awesome. You can, I won't get into the whole thing, you guys can watch it, but I usually have this stuff open. This is my active reference file so far for issue 2. This has to be updated. This character, we did a video where we changed the sex of this character piece, so he is now a she, and I'll update that. But I like to have this over on the side because, you know, it's good to know like little nicks and nannies and little things of your characters and stuff that might not be that you might forget, or villains and stuff like that. So we just put that over to the side here, and I will talk about. Oops, let's go over here. A little conversation with Monsieur Will Robson. So let me just respond to this real quick. Anyway, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing today? It's Friday. We get the weekend coming up. You guys working on stuff? Kuzomari, how are you? How are you doing? What the hell was that? It's like I finished saying your name and then I swallowed and it was like a sound. Anyway, how are you? Welcome. And I should say this stream here, it's probably only going to be about an hour to 2. I don't say commit to you guys any longer than that. We'll see. Basically stream right now until the girlfriend gets back from some grocery shopping. You know, the good stuff. All right, so where where my head's kind of been for the last little while, and it actually plays into why you guys probably, most of you I know don't care, but we haven't been really posting much art lately. And the main reason for that is I sort of took a break on art for a little while. Just sort of, you know, go to work, come home, be a normal person. Very much, and it felt very weird. Not used to it. The last X amount of years of my life, I've tried to always draw. And if you guys have been following me for X amount of years, you guys probably, hopefully, probably already know that. But just some soul searching and stuff, and being very content where I'm at and all this stuff. And, you know, yeah, maybe comics would be great one day, someday, or a different life or a different time. Or if I, you know, the ifs, ands, or buts, you know, like maybe life would be a little different if I push a little harder here and there. And, you know, I don't want to say a very defeatist attitude, but very like, maybe not content. Content feels a little bit like a strong word too. Comfortable might be the way. It's like I was just tired of the struggle. The struggle makes it sound like something way more important is going on. But anybody that's been, you know, in this game for any period of time, you guys know, like, damn, I just wish something would happen so I'm already in, or anything like that. And it was just getting super tiring, you know, going to any X job or jobs that I had, come back home and then do this and that and all that crap. Hey, no problem, buddy. This will be up right away. I don't want to do the staggered delay stuff that I was doing before. So, yeah, man, no problem. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. It's nice to catch up with you. Chris, it's a great day just working on a female Pennywise photo. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Great now. I'm in PA, stuck in Blizzard. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that. You did pick up a Cintiq Pro. I saw your review. Was that the review you did on that one? Or is it different? I watched one of your reviews. It was actually pretty helpful. Anyway, I don't want to say long story short, but so I was sort of I conceded to the fact that it was okay to go to work, be content, come home and relax, and not have to think about, you know, drawing and stuff. And it was becoming like this sort of stuff here, even though it's my own. It was very much feeling very real as a just getting burnt out. You know, what is the, I don't want to say the meaning of life. All that shit. That makes it sound way too way too big deal than where I'm going to end up going with this. But just so much work all the time, and it was just chasing and chasing. I was just tired. I was just you know, there's just so much going on. I've been doing it for so long, and just nothing. Maybe I don't want to say nothing's come of it, but it just felt, you know, burnt out. Like I know a lot of you guys and girls, you guys end up feeling too. So I'm not asking for sympathy points or anything there. But anyway, so that's why things have kind of been slowing down. It's just been normal, I guess. Might be an interesting way of saying it. Go to work, make a living, come home, enjoy some downtime. But the problem with that, at least the problem with that for me, is I don't work well like that. And I've never really worked well with that. And that's why, and I forgot, but that's why, I'm into art to begin with, is the normal stuff is very alien to me. I feel very uncomfortable. I feel very unproductive. Like there's so much more you could do and spend your time and in this or that. So anyway, just to kind of trail it back. So I was popping in to a chat this morning with Will, and he was working on a really sweet commission for someone. And it's fun talking to your friends and them just being a little candid with you and stuff. And like just to boil this down, really it's that question that you get from time to time, right? Like, where do you see yourself in 10 years and that kind of stuff. And I think he just made that comment in passing as well. It wasn't even like a I don't like it was part of the point he was making, and it was a good question, and it's something you gotta consider and you gotta think about all the time. Is I talked a little bit around Christmas time. It's F12 of that book, and I need to go through them again, just because I think they're excellent books. Is what is his name? I forget. I think it's something Peters Pressfield, Stephen Pressfield. So there's The War of Art. Then he's got 2 other books called Do the Work and Turning Pro. Both of them are really awesome books. I highly recommend you guys check them out if you're into that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just sort of like, where do you see yourself in X years? And it's okay to not. It's okay to. I don't want to say it's okay. It's not okay to do art or whatever. I'll never tell anybody what I think is the best thing. It's individual, right? It's different. But it just made me sort of go back and think, and it's like, I don't know if I'm okay doing what I'm doing for the next 10 years. It's comfortable. I make a great living doing it. It allows me the freedom to do Jesop or any kind of projects I want to do. But the cost is just being tired. Come home and it's like, you get to do this cool work, you get a paycheck, all that stuff, some benefits, all the fun, adult stuff. But the real cost, at least to me, and this is just, doing some solid thinking time, which is just tired. Spend all day working for somebody. That's not a negative, right? It's your choice. But when you come home to, if you're going to work and you get a nice paycheck, but that affords you things like money and time to do your thing, that's awesome. But if it's costing you your sleep, not your sleep, your energy, so that when you do get home to do your project, but you're tired, it's kind of like a catch-22, So I don't want to go too much into this. It's pretty self-explanatory where I'm going with that stuff, right? So long story short, hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more, or at least we'll start seeing art. I don't want to keep pressing and making this sound way more important than it is, but I'm going to get back into doing some Marvel, some DC samples from time to time. What I'm thinking, and I think it'll actually be really fun, is doing just 3-page pitches. Unless anybody from those companies gives me like a kind of like the Spider-Gwen that we did, of here's an X-page sample, go to town. We'll just do that. But from time to time, what I would like to do, and I remember talking to you guys about this stuff too before, is sprinkling in a few 3-page pitches of my own of characters that I would love to do for these companies. So, and I actually got really jazzed thinking about the Ninja Turtles one. Do you guys remember that? I'll actually open it up in a second here, see if you guys remember it. It was when I decided to try to do penciling instead of, the kind of workflow that I do now. And I think I'm just going to finish that script up, and we'll just do it kind of like what I'm doing right now. And, again, I have no intent of it actually getting me a job or anything like that. But, I can't just not try. That's my MO right now so far, is just not, I don't want to say not trying hard enough, but we could always try a little harder, right? So Will, anyway, I don't know if I doubt you're watching this, bud. You're probably enjoying your nightlife with a glass of wine. But if you are watching, brother, thanks. And I will be sending you a message soon. Probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's the weekend. So I get to wake up, grab some coffee. That's what you hear me slurping on in the background here. So apologize to those that it grosses out. Okay, sorry, let me catch up with you guys. Harrow, my man, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Ben, welcome. Dennis, welcome. Kazo again, welcome, welcome. Okay, let me just get you up here. Kazumari, I've been good. I made my full-time manga artist debut in January. Okay, I'm going to catch up here, but please share as much of that story as possible. I'm always interested in what does that mean? You made your full-time manga art. Are you now like a published artist? You're working monthly, paid? That's your now career so far? If that's true, how old are you? How long is it taking you to get in there? The drawing, all that cool stuff. I'm interested. I always love these little success stories. It was your review. Okay, right on, Create Now. I love that. I should be getting the 24-inch Pro 2. Oof. Oof. Yeah, please do. All these new toys from everybody. Suffering total burnout now also. Dennis, my man. You know what? Kevin, how you doing, buddy? Stop Sticks, welcome. Stop Sticks. Good to see you. Dennis, suffering from total burnout. Man, you know what? I made a comment on Will's stream this morning. I wouldn't say he was in a depression. Maybe he was. I won't speak for the guy. But I felt like towards the end of last year, a lot of artists, like myself included, I was on the verge, and I hate keep bringing it up because I just feel like I'm a broken record, but like, I don't want to say dark thoughts, you know, nothing dramatic here, but definitely wasn't 100%, and everything just felt meaningless, and like, what am I, not like, again, I don't want to make it sound like I wanted to end it all, or make light of people that have gone through, you know, serious stuff, but I just had to start questioning, like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I doing this? And blah, blah, blah. And I forgot my why. I think we even made a video. We exploited the living hell out of that. But it just seems like there's so many other artists that were going through the same, similar kind of stuff as I was around that time. And I just found it interesting. Not that it's good at all. Just, it's very interesting. And, you know, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. And I don't know if there's really anything I could add or anybody else could add, but, you know, I'll throw it out there. I'll throw it out there if it helps you, Dennis, at all. If you ever need to talk to anybody or if you just want to kind of go through, like, the motions or whatever, by all means, man, wherever you're following me, or even right now, if you want to just talk it out, I can do my best to sort of give you, I don't know, kind of like what I've done to perhaps, I don't want to say shake it all off, but, you know. Kind of stuff. Sorry, let me just catch up here. Appreciate everybody's asking all these awesome. You know what? Look at this, man. We're almost up to 20. This is crazy. I love you guys, man. You just click stream once in a while, and you get a whole family show up here. Ben, so what do you envision doing in 10 years then? Sorry if no, I actually didn't answer that at all. What you know what? And it's a very good question. I envision myself. That's a very good question. I was about to say being happy with art. You know, and this isn't to talk smack about my job at all. And, you know, I've talked about it. All the people I work with are awesome, awesome people. The environment that I work in is very welcoming. My day job at the video game studios. And I'm not, and I don't want to belittle or make it sound like I'm not grateful for that job. Trust me. I am very grateful for it, and that it has played into a lot of the decisions as to like why would you leave? You know, like it's awesome. I can come home and play Dragon Ball or draw Jesop if I want. You know, and it allows me to do those things. But again, the cost is that tiredness, and I don't know. Besides, like going to the gym and exercise, which of course I need to do, and everybody needs to do, but I'm talking more along the line of like artistic burnout. You know, where you're kind of, it's not like, let's put it this way, right? For some reason, I gravitated towards comic book art, and I've said it before. I don't necessarily think it's a passion for the medium, but it's an outlet to tell stories that I enjoy. And the difference, I think, between that and people that just like absolutely adore comics are people that like actually read them. You know, I don't read a lot of comic books, and the reason is for me anyway, I enjoy telling a story through them. And it's a very interesting medium. It's not like digital painting. It's definitely not like putting like what I do at work with a lot of like video game asset design or user interface kind of things, where those are a lot different. They scratch a different itch. What the hell's going on with this cat's thumb? So when I say happy with art, I know that can kind of sound like, what the hell are you talking about? Because even with like a Marvel DC kind of thing, you know, I'm just getting rid of this thumb. Even with a Marvel DC, I don't think you can be totally happy. But at least in comics, it's you being asked to draw something, right? Like this technical aspect of what I'm doing right now, this like pen and ink, if you will. I know it's digital. I know it's digital, but let's just role play that it's not. uh, is where what I've done for a very long time, and I'm proficient at it. I'm good at it, and all that. And I don't want to inflate my head or sound ego here, but you know, it's been many years since I started. Hell, even when I started when I was growing up, it wasn't comics, but like this is, I feel comfortable drawing with this stuff, right? Whereas like at work, it's a lot of, even though I know it's digital, but it's like Photoshop and all that kind of stuff. So when I say happy, I kind of mean playing in this field. I just want to try it. I want to see what it's like out there, you know. I hear people like Will and other cats like that, and I don't want to ever compare myself to them or anything like that. But it's nice seeing people make it and have fun doing it, even though you know it's work. You're always gonna have the days you complain. So to answer your question, where do I see myself in 10 years anyway? Is, you know, I want to work at one of these companies doing a property. I think it comes, what I keep coming back to is like I want to see, I still want to, I'm curious, I'm still very curious, even though I'm scared to do it, you know, leaving that comfort of things that the job gives you and all that stuff. um, I'm still interested in seeing just what it's like. I know it's a lot of work. I know all the hard work it takes to get in, just to get good at drawing pales in comparison to when you actually start working at one of these companies and now you're competing with these people, right? Like I'm competing with X, Y, and Z to get the top jobs, just like everybody else is doing their thing, right? I know all that. I get it, but I'm still interested. I'm curious. I always want to be like, I try to share it with you guys too. Like, always be a student. Never give that up. And the one thing, and this sort of is the thing playing in the back of my head, and it's scary to sort of like just go through with it. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, listen to this bitch, this little pussy, right? Like, I get it. But it's just, I'm just doing the real talk. But like the one thing students should never do, and that's why I want to always be a student in this case, is get comfortable. There's getting comfortable in like your process of how you work, 100%. But at the same time, there's also getting comfortable in not pursuing things, and that's where I'm at right now. Did that answer your question at all? Or did I ramble my way through it like a politician and not give you anything at all? Hero, I have to do my turnarounds for characters like oh, this thing. Oh, dude, like that. Yeah, okay. On the screen there that I had, that was a very long time ago. I normally never do that. I don't even know why I did. I think I was just bored one day. Hey, Kevin, finally catching up there. Stop 6. I keep forgetting to ask, do you think one day you might have a bit of time to come over and help me with my tablet? April, whenever you need me, you just send me a message on Facebook or call me, and I will come over right away. Don't feel like you can ever call me or talk to me. Or if you need me for anything, you just give me a call, okay? I'll always help you out. Hey, no problem, Dennis. Again, I'll still reach it out to you, Dennis. If you need anything, man, by all means, anytime, shoot me a message, brother. Hero, John, I forget. Did you do all of the page thumbnails? Actually, yeah, this one. So yeah, here I'll stop. So here we go. Plug time. Plug time. Hi, my name is Jonathan Rector. I'm working on a comic called Jesop King. Would you like to participate in the creation of this comic book? Well, guess what? You can. If you head on over to Patreon, links below in the YouTube description box, it will take you to my Patreon, where you can have multiple options available to help support the book. I also share process for those of you that enjoy it. Thanks. Okay, so with that out of the way, yes, normally what I was doing with issue 1. Hey, let's go on a little journey here for a second. Let's backtrack a bit, eh? Let's go to issue 1. Let's see how this whole monster came to be. So when we first started issue 1, not the right way to do it. Okay. Here, yeah. Let's open this one. Okay, so this was issue 1. What I did is I broke this down into thumbnails. Ooh, thumbnails, right? Juicy. And what I was doing is 3 at a time. That's what I wanted to do. I needed to get 3 pages done at a time, and this was like something that I found out over the course of making issue 1. Okay, so this wasn't like I had the master plan, you know, like dash all the I's, cross all the T's, all that crap. Nothing like that. This was very on the fly. Okay, the first thing I did was I plotted the entire issue before I did anything. I didn't write the issue. I plotted it. Okay, and I think a lot of people they find this method interesting. It's the Marvel method. A lot of people work in comics this way. If you've ever worked on an indie book, this probably is not how you worked. You probably had a full script. That's not how I roll with this stuff. Again, just to highlight it, I know a lot of you have heard this, but it was asked, so I'm trying to just break it down. If I had a script, I wouldn't get work done because I'm not a writer, and it takes me so long to write a script. I want the perfect dialogue, all that garbage, right? If that's you, but God bless you, you do what you got to do, okay? So I was doing 3 pages at a time. So what I would do is, this is what I call like batching or working in bulk, that kind of thing. I am very against, because it doesn't work for me, doing like a page at a time. So from thumbnails right to all the way to finished inks, because it takes too long and I don't know when to leave it. I just stay in there, and for me, again, it doesn't work out. So I like to work in batches of 3. So I did 3 thumbnails. Then I went and I blew these up to the size that they would be to be drawn. Then I did the breakdowns, which looks very much like this panel at the bottom here, if you guys can see that, right? So I take my thumbnails and just do these breakdowns. Then from here, I would do 3 pages of what we're doing right now, the line art, right? And then I would do the 3 pages of inks. And then I would do the 3 pages of coloring. Then I would, or sorry, I should say, once I blow them up here, the breakdown stage is also the same time I do I have text in here? Yeah. So I would put the speech balloons in there, because the speech balloons, as you can see, they're very important because they show me what I'm going to block out. So, you know, it's a little cheat. I don't have to draw 100% in those areas. And then that's it. The difference here with issue 2 is, I should say, with issue 1, I was releasing this twice a week. So twice a week there'll be a brand new page updated. I'm pulling that out. What I'm doing now is whenever an issue's done, I'm just releasing the issue. I figure if I was reading the comic, I'd prefer it that way too. The problem is that there's longer delays between issues. So, you know, pros and cons. So what I had to do for issue 2 here is do the plots and the beats, like I said. Those are done, and then thumbnail the entire book. But now I'm actually doing the actual artwork, the breakdowns and all that stuff. I'm doing those still in batches of 3. Jesus. So it took so long. Bitey, I got 2 of John's prints, and my life is never. Ooh, thank you for that. Appreciate it. We need to get some more prints going too, eh? You know what? I might open it up to you guys. I'll let me actually. I gotta get my life organized, guys. I've fallen off the track so much. I used to be super productive. I had a whole bunch of things, so I could go like, these are things I need to get done today, and I've just let that shit slide as I went to the casual life. But I need to make a list. I'm gonna reach out to you guys. Let me know what would be some, like, I'll put a poll out there just to see what you guys think would be a cool print to do. Like, and I'll record it because I know some people, obviously people love the process and stuff. But you know, just go from all of that. Let's get caught up here. Ben, speaking of Patreon, when are we gonna get some more special videos? So thank you, Ben. The videos, I think they've been, those are done now, right? Like I change it up so that Patreon now just focuses on artwork / primarily my comic book stuff. So I was doing tutorial videos, one-on-one tutoring and that kind of stuff. I've pulled all that out and just focusing on the comic book stuff because, especially with the one-on-one coaching stuff, that was getting super, it wasn't getting super bad, but it was definitely not enjoyable because some people were fantastic and then some people, life gets in the way and they have to cancel on a thing and stuff like that. And it was too much for me to sort of like juggle around. So I just said, you know what, it is what it is. So I stopped doing that. As for the tutorial videos, the same sort of thing went away there, where it was just like and that wasn't doing like how to draw the back. It was just very specific for you guys, but there wasn't a lot of draw because there could be a whole bunch of things in that stuff, and the time that it was taking to make some of those things, it just didn't make sense when I'd rather be making comics. Like if you guys remember my YouTube stuff when we started this channel was a lot of, today let's draw the head. This is how you, and I stopped doing that because I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to teach tutorials and all this stuff. There's so many other awesome YouTubers doing that kind of stuff, and I appreciate you wanting my version or something like that, but for me, and this will sound selfish, I just want to make art, you know. So feel free to ask questions. I can share all that stuff here. I don't need to put that behind a paywall for you guys. If you guys got questions, and for those watching recordings and stuff, always ask questions in the comments and stuff. I try to address it. I know not everybody can make every stream, especially when they're not scheduled, right? Like how can you get a question answered when you have no idea if we're even going live today? Your problem isn't on the new one you gave me. If I try drawing, it doesn't work. My dad tried helping me, but he messed around with a few things that might have messed it up. I'm not sure. He watched tutorials and tried changing batteries and getting new drivers, but he said it wasn't working. Oh, the Huion? Like, so you trying to think here. So the drawing, like the big thing I gave you, this like the Cintiq kind of thing, the thing you draw on the screen, that's not working. Like, what's it doing? You know what? I think I'm gonna combine these two cats in the same layer. Let's put this guy red. Combine layers. Some of this is gonna have to get fixed up. I can just see it's looking kind of slop. All right, let's put his leg in here, and then we can try to make some sense of this. Let's say, for example, I press any of the pens against the screen. Nothing happens. You know what? I have a few ideas of what might be doing that, because that was like some of the problems I was having. So, are you still using your anything from Wacom? Like your little tablet and stuff like that? Are you using any of that? Because sometimes what happens is the drivers in that they screw up with the Huion ones. It's not pleasant. Romazu has had luck with Udemy, or is that too structured? Sounds like a lot of work, but he's not. Oh, it's like a class kind of thing, right? So Rob's interesting. I'm not calling him out or anything, but everybody's got like a different thing, and that's the thing. I don't want to teach, and I don't want to release. I don't want to do, here's the $10 webcomic course that you can buy and be a part of it. Like that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. I'd rather just make art, comic books in this case, and you guys can come hang out, ask questions, and that sort of stuff. I'd rather be making books, or stories, I should say. They don't necessarily have to be like a paper book. If that makes sense. But on the other hand, I mean, like in Rob's case there, like again, I'm not calling him out at all, but if he's finding a very good stronghold You know, like he's grabbing attention from people, and they're paying. Like if you're an artist and you're getting paid to do your thing, like yeah, you keep doing that, right? That's the best stuff. So I'm always happy when you hear other artists doing stuff like, don't get me wrong, making prints, doing all that kind of stuff. Whatever you do to make money, working in comics, you just want to get paid to do art, right? So anybody that's freelance, especially, I don't is Rob freelance or is art like his side gig? But anybody, hell, even the YouTube artists when they're making money on here too, like good for them. It's always good when you see other artists making money off of art. It just opens more doors for the rest of us. Gives you guys potential areas that you might want to jump into too. Matador, how you doing, buddy? Subsects. I did recently try using the old one, so I could still use that one until I found a way to get the new one working and downloaded new drivers and stuff because the print pressure wasn't working. That didn't work either, so I just kept everything the way it was since. Are you gonna be home tonight? Are you home right now? You must be home right now. Matador, she's having that problem with the Huion GT220. The thing I had and I gave away. But it was working. That's the beautiful part. Hey Paul, how you doing, buddy? I'm not streaming for much longer. No problem. My girlfriend's working nights next 2 weeks, so we should be able to do much longer streams next week as well. You are home right now? Okay, I could probably swing by when I'm done streaming, so maybe in like an hour or two, if you want, and I can come take a look at it. Trying to think. There's something you could try right. The pressure's not working at all. You press it, and you got brand new batteries in there, right? I gotta ask that. The brand new batteries are in there. All right, let's put that there, and we will put panels back. All right, we will do a mask. It took me so long to understand masks. I use them all the time at work now. I can't believe that I had I went through a long digital period of not understanding masks or using them. Now it's like I can't get enough. They're the best. Cool. Okay, let's go here to Jesop. Let's knock that transparency down. Do some more. The UC drivers, they suck, yeah. The pen pressure isn't working on the tab. Oh, so you don't get for no. So any device you have hooked up, Wacom or otherwise, is giving you no pressure at all. Yeah, what Matador is saying is true. It's that's one of the problems I was having. April was like I had the old Cintiq hooked up, and then I got the Huion, and I had to uninstall all. It was a nightmare. Going back and forth between them. I don't know why it's that brutal. Kuzo, thank you for replying. Got serious about wanting to be professional at the age of 17. I worked really hard to get better at drawing because I'm massively behind in art school compared to competition at my age. Right on. Please keep expanding on that story. Interested? Okay, sorry about that. Let me just catch up there. Kuzo. I ended up getting a job at a fast food restaurant at the age of 20 to get my own place with a friend. I ended up becoming a manager at the fast food joint within 2 years of working there. Awesome, awesome. My hours went up crazy, and I spent the next 5 years working there for 6 days a week, clocking 105 hours every 2 weeks. Sometimes it was so hard, but I kept pushing to get published. I love this story already. That whole time I almost gave up at points, but I knew that manga was the only thing I wanted to do in my life, so I finally got published at a small company, but it didn't pay anything. That story's going to keep going here. I'm just going to jump in between here. Uh, hey, thanks, Christopher. Welcome too, buddy. Ben, any tips on keeping characters looking consistent throughout different pages and poses? I'll answer that in 1 second. Yeah, April, maybe try uninstalling the Wacom and the Huion drivers, right? And then just install the Huion and see what happens. Because if that's the case, then I can save me a trip. So Kuzo's just adding there. I killed myself working there, balancing my job and the work for the company, but I ended up quitting to do my own thing and was told I would fail by the owner. You gotta love when you get that negative reinforcement, right? Just to answer that quick question while Kuzo is sharing with us, tips for consistency. What I would recommend, you know what it really is, something that helped me, and it took time to get there. This goes for every artist. You can take my word for it or not. That's fine. We can still be friends. But the thing that I noticed helped me the most is when I started to understand shape and volume more. That mixed with keystone things, such as let's look at Dragon Ball. Everybody loves Dragon Ball. All those characters basically look the same, except for what? Their hair, right? Their hair is usually the defining thing. Sometimes there's a scar on somebody's face, right? Something like that. Or they've got weird looking eyes, or they're green, right? So if you can just basically do that, always remember. And the reason why that's important is because of silhouetting, okay? So here's an example, okay? Let me grab this. So what character is this? What character is this? I don't know if you guys will get this one. This one might be a little trickier. What character is this? This one I'm going off memory. I don't think I'm gonna get this one right. This one's abysmal. Okay, we're gonna quickly just just. Oh my god. Oh, we might have to end this a little early. 1 second here. Okay, so this is silhouetting, which the point is, okay, this is supposed to be Batman in the middle here, right? Here, we'll do this. It's Batman. This was supposed to be Superman. I don't know if anybody's going to get that one. And this was really whack SpongeBob. I know he doesn't look like that, but he's got some pants or something, right? So, silhouetting, the whole point of that is shape, okay? You need to recognize somebody's shape. Batman's the easiest one, but you need to recognize somebody when they're broken down to their most minimum thing. This is why, like in Dragon Ball, other mangas and animes and stuff, right? You're usually you'll have hair defining something, right? Right? If it's like Goku or something, it might be something like I forget how his hair goes, right? And he has like a little bit of strands or something. But this, as opposed to like Vegeta, that's this. So that no matter where they are, you can always look at them there. The reason that's important is because as you continually draw these characters, this can save you. You're not always going to draw the face on model. That comes with experience and time, right? So having key things like this are the best things that you can have to always fix that problem. The second one is actual form and understanding form because, right, an example, let's say Batman again, right? We'll just do Batman because he's kind of easy. Is when you understand form, right? Like let's do a cylinder for a face here, okay? Now, cylinder wraps around like this, blah blah blah, right? It's flat up here, this kind of thing. Once I understand form, I can always bend this sort of stuff, right? So like maybe I'm going to use this as the eye line, right? And I'll do these little triangles. I'm going to go super simple here, okay, guys? I'm not trying to wow you with art here, right? And I'm going to use triangle shapes. Maybe it comes down like this as a cowl, and we'll give him the big ass jaw just for fun. And I come up here, and this is his head. Okay, let me erase the rest here so you can see it. Now I'm also going to go, okay, I'm just going to put his ears like this. I don't want huge ears, just little ears, right? And he doesn't smile. So the reason you want to understand form is because when I look at this head, I can break this down. Let me just crank that up there. I can break this down. What layer am I on? This one. Into going, okay, if you look at the shape of this guy's head, looking here, it's about half, right? So when I draw it like, oops, sorry. Let me be consistent here. If I draw another cylinder, this time we're going to look at it straight, right? Those same rules have to apply, and this is where form comes in, right? Like understanding how to manipulate shape and form in the 3D space, super important. It's the only thing that's going to get you where you need to go with this stuff. So we come in here, something like this, right? Right? It's very simple, but then again, I can go, okay, here, right here, right? This is where the ears go. And this is why people do like those turnarounds on characters and stuff like that, because you can line all that stuff up. Now, when you start getting into like crazy situations where, like, let's say he's, you know, looking up. I'll erase this so you guys can see it a little easier. When they're looking up, the same rules apply, right? So these triangle shapes, or the, you know, for his eyes, even if I just grossly put them in right now, the thing is that you have to remember is, and this is how you understand bending form, is things change in 3D space, right? Like the triangle nose, when you're looking at it from the side, is like, we'll say it's something like that. When you're looking at it up, you see the underneath part of it. Somebody's car. Like that. When you're looking down, something like that. Is that my car? Just give me a second. That might be my car. I don't know. 1 second. Jesus, well, talk about like everything happened at once here. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut the stream off a little early here. Sorry about that, but anyway, I'm hoping this helps you understand sort of. I know we were kind of getting into a little bit of a lesson here, but if we kind of, let me just finish drawing this. I'm pushing the bullet here. So if we go up here, blah 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 blah, you can kind of turn it. But a lot of this you'll understand the more you draw with this stuff, right? And you can figure out these shapes. Now, this face right here doesn't look that good compared to this stuff. There's reasons for that. I'm being quick with this. There's a lot more analytical stuff that's got to go into this. But what I'm trying to hopefully implant into you is that the more you draw, the more you understand 3D. Oops, that's great. 3D space and how you take a form, you know, a cylinder, a square, all these things. And the more comfortable you can get in bending that in space, the better all of your art will get. Every aspect of your art will get better with this. The more you practice clean, clear shapes, right? Um, Look at this guy's arm for an example. It's a complicated shape, but up in here it's a little busy, but it's a pretty clean shape overall. The silhouette, the idea of it, right? If I fill these guys with blacks, hopefully you can still see that there's an arm here or something like that, right? The more clear you can be with your shapes is how it's for storytelling and clarity. It makes it so that the people looking at your stuff know what they're looking at without question. Um, and yeah, I hope that helps you out. Anyway, with that, just delete all that. Cool. Let me save it up. And thank you, Kuzo, for your story there, buddy. I do appreciate it. It's always inspirational to hear that stuff, man. It's people like you that make me salty that I'm not trying as hard as I should with this stuff. So thank you. Okay. I am going to take off here. I was going to use my old tablet while I waited for a way to fix it. Hang on, it does have things. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry that I'm running off on you here, even though we just started. There's some house stuff going on, and anyway, it doesn't even matter. You guys don't care. Love you guys. I will be streaming soon again. And if you guys are watching or waiting for any of this Jesop King stuff, we're just getting started on it. So I appreciate you guys' time there. And again, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, don't hesitate to ask. I do appreciate everybody's everybody's being awesome today. Everybody's just saying hello, all that cool stuff. So thank you so much, and I will see you all very soon. And like usual, keep reading comics, keep making comics, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.